formal document that tells us how you should do anything. Project charter select project manager. It authorizes the project and the project manager to work on it. It is signed by the sponsor. So when charter is done, along the way, you are identifying stakeholders. Who is stakeholder? Stakeholder is any person who is affected by the project or who thinks he is affected by the project. He is affected by the project or the project can be affected by him. So stakeholder are very important persons. Then once we have stakeholder register from here, what is a stakeholder register? It is a list of all stakeholders with their power,
Stakeholders.
with their interest, with their impact, their current state, and where do we want them in the future state. So it's a very powerful tool. So very important two documents are created in initiation process group. Once we are done with this, we move to planning process group. In planning process group, the output is basically project management plan. What is project management plan? Project management plan is basically the mother of all plans. It's a mother of all plan. What do I mean by mother? It is a combination of all plans. All plans, once created, they go into project management plan. So how are the
Mm.
plans? We have scope management plan, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, we have risk, we have procurement, and we have stakeholders. Clear, brother?
Yes.
Then three baselines are created here. Three baselines are
Baseline.
created. What is baseline? Baseline is a measurement where we'll see which will become the performance criteria in the future. So we have scope baseline here. Then we create schedule baseline. Then we
Cost
create
baseline.
cost baseline. So three baselines are created here. Then we check along the way which is the thing that can damage our baseline, and that is risk. So we make a risk register here. Risk register is a list of all risk. Then we rank the risk which are high risk, important risk, which are low risk, and with the high risk we do quantitative risk analysis. Quantitative risk analysis is basically giving number to the major risk. Giving number to the
Number to the major
major
risk.
risk. Then we plan for the risk, both positive risk as well as negative risk.
Negative
We
risk.
we plan them. Once we have risk response plans, we see who will do the work. We get all the resources. Now, resource can be manpower, material, machinery, money. Resource are basically 4M: manpower,
Mm.
material, machinery, money. So then we do communication plan, and basically this source will do communication. This source will manage quality. They will manage the stakeholders, and if we need any procurement, they will do any procurement. So we have 10 management plan and 3 baseline in planning process group.
In planning process.
Process group, we get all the resources and we ensure all these things, how we are going to do communication with stakeholders, and how we are going to do procurement and manage quality along, plan the quality to manage that. Once your plan is approved, then you go to execution process group. Now execution process group is the group where real work is happening. Imagine that people are doing work now. Now they are here. Now they are doing real type of work. So plan is approved. We are here to do the work in direct and manage project. Basically, we do the real work. So when we do the work, we produce deliverables. We produce deliverable.
deliverables.
Deliverable is what? It's a measurable, verifiable product. You measure how to do the work in your deliverables. So you see what the work is being done in deliverable. Along this, we get work performance data. So when work is getting completed, we are getting a data, the raw file, the facts, how much work has been done, what work has been done, work, what are the defects, where is the schedule, where is the cost, where is the resource. So this data is generated. Now this data will go to all controlling process, telling us what has been generated, what has been produced right now. So we see
I see.
about that data. Raw data is created. These facts, these numbers we have got. Then since work is being done, so we are getting issue log. We are getting issue log as
Issue.
well as well as change request is being produced. Now what is change request basically? Now since you are doing work and you are implementing the plan, it is possible that you are getting something that the plan can be impacted. The plan can be changed. That there is something that is impacting your plan. So that is basically change request that we are moving out of the plan. We need something to come back to plan again. So change request can be preventive action. What is preventive? Something bad is happening. We need to prevent it.
Prevent
We
it.
need to prevent it.
Good.
We can have a corrective action that something bad has happened. Now had has happened, but we want to improve it in the future. What is defect repair? The bad has happened. Now we need to replace the something. So
Is
this change,
implement risk response, right?
this is basically change request. This is change request. Okay. You also have implement response in this way that you do, but here we are talking about change request. Brother, all the change request they will be produced in all the processes. Majority of the processes they will be produced wherever they produce. They will go to perform integrated change control. They will go to perform integrated change control. Now focus on the word perform means do, integrated, combining, checking, combining all the things, change control. Whenever a change comes to you, you have to do integrated change. You have to combine the change and see how the change is being done. So you have to combine that change along the way. So perform integrated change control. Perform integrated change
Created.
control. Okay, all the change requests are that are being produced, all the change requests that are being produced, they must go to perform integrated change control. And in
Change.
perform integrated change control, we have change control board according to your organization. You can say that steering committee. Steering committee is basically sitting there. Change control board is sitting there. They are reviewing that change request, reviewing change request, checking its impact along all the domains, and according to that, they approve the change request or they deny the change request. If they approve the change request, this change request again go to direct and manage work. Basically, where the change request was generated, that we need to change something. It goes back for implementation, and we have approved change request in here as input. Your product needs something to change, so you generate a change. It goes back after getting approved,
So,
and now you are ready to implement that change request in direct and manage work. So four major outputs are created: deliverables, issue log, change request, and work performance data. We just discussed one important journey of deliverable. Now we'll discuss the other also in a while, but let's first move forward. In the next process, manage project knowledge. Basically, you are gathering the knowledge of the project. You are gathering the knowledge of the project. What is the knowledge? How the knowledge is being communicated? You are getting the lesson learns. What you did right in the last project,
Last project.
how you are going to do that right now. You align the complete strategy. What you did right before, how you are going to do right this time. So you align this strategy. So it is basically knowledge sharing and knowledge integrating. You are combining the current knowledge with the old knowledge to see how you can do the work. So this is all about manage
Managing team knowledge.
project knowledge. Then we move. Okay, so here we are ensuring we are managing the quality. What is quality? The quality team goes to the working team and say that, hey, these are the standards that we agreed in the planning. These standards must be fulfilled. The product you are producing, it must have these standards. So when we are building the product, very important, it is proactive. We are going there, we are checking the quality. Once the product is being built, we are trying to influence the factor so that we get a quality product here. So who is basically managing this quality? Very important thing. These resource. Here we acquire the resource. Now in the execution resource, we acquire it. Very important. Acquiring of resource happens in execution, not in planning. Why? We don't want resource to come and sit idle. Okay, have nothing to do. For example, if we get a crane of 200 ton, we don't want the crane to sit there and do nothing because it will be very costly.
It will be costly.
Okay, so we get the resource, then we develop the team. It is important we develop our team, then we manage our team. Whatever the conflicts we have among the team, we manage those conflict. So once the team is there, they are checking the quality, then they are managing the communication. Brother, manage communication is very important because all the communication, you get output here, project communication. All the communication that is done in the project in every direction, it is done through managed communication. All the communication in the project that is being done is done through managed communication. Consider managed communication is like a post office. Like everybody sends the information to manage communication. Here, the team decides how to communicate, how to share the information with other people. Okay, so
Okay.
in all
This is
the
this is this is the communication of the project itself.
yes,
Whatever.
this is the communication of this project itself. So basically, how do we communicate? Okay, we get, as we said, in direct and managed project work, we produce work performance data. Work performance data is the raw file, is the facts, is the information about the project, what is just created. But it is raw fact, it is file. We cannot understand what is it. For example, how many corona patient we have yesterday. Let's say in Pakistan we had 2000. So it does not make the understanding. So how basically it relates? Are we increasing or are we decreasing? We don't
Decreasing.
understand. So this data, all the files that is being continuously produced when work is done, it is sent to all controlling process. It goes to control scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk. So it goes to all data. The same data goes to everywhere. Here, the team collects the data which they required. For example, the scope guy. I like to imagine it as a different department. Scope departments gets the data they like. Schedule department get the data they like. Cost
And
department
validate
get,
it.
yeah, cost department get data they like regarding the cost, and with the data they have, they compare it according to the approved plan. They compare it according to the approved plan, and they produce information. Work performance information is produced. What is work performance information? Basically, work performance information is now contextualized information. We can see that trends. Okay, yesterday we have 2000. Before that we have 1600. Before that we have,
Linked.
yeah, linked. Now we can see the trends. Are we moving upward? We're moving downward. What is the variance between the plans? Are we doing good or bad? So everyone produce their own work performance information. Imagine that every team member produce their own contextualized report. Now, do you want this team member to send the information to stakeholder by themselves? All the departments sending their information themselves. No, you want all the information to get combined in one good report, like monthly report, which you can share with stakeholders. So work performance information goes to monitor and control project work, and here you get work performance report. Here you get work
Work
performance
performance reports.
report. So work performance report is basically created here in monitor and control project work. Now this work performance report will be communicated to stakeholders. And how it will be communicated? It will be communicated through managed communication. Okay? It will be communicated through managed communication. Once again, because this is a very important concept to understand, your work your work performance data is being produced here
And
in
execution.
direct and managed work. In execution and direct and managed work, it goes to all monitoring and control process. All
Okay.
every monitoring and control process contextualized according to their own plan, own department. Everyone produce work performance information, the contextualized information. It goes to monitor and control project work. Here you produce work performance report. Now work performance report goes to manage communication. So now it goes to manage communication. From manage communication, it goes to the complete project. For example, it goes to perform integrated control, or it can also come directly here. It goes to monitor risk. It goes to everywhere. That how
That's
we,
info.
yeah, how we are going to ensure that we are getting the right communication. So this was about communication. Then, as we have agreed in the risk plan, we implement those risk plan. We manage stakeholder engagement. We get the bidder conference. We do the bidder conference. All the bidders come there, and we conduct procurement, and we select agreements here. So we are done with the execution. We move to the monitoring and control group. What is the purpose of the monitoring and control? The purpose of monitoring and control is comparing planned versus actual. What you have planned here and what you have actually done here. Monitoring and control is comparing that and checking the variance along the way. What is the variance in there? What is scope variance, schedule, cost? Are we moving in the quality in the right direction, or we are not moving quality in the right direction? Getting deliverables accepted internally and as well as to the client. Managing all the change requests. Okay, monitoring the risk. All these things are happening. So what happened? We will see from the here. Basically, now a very important concept here. As I told you, deliverables are produced in direct and managed work. Issue log, change request, work performance data. We discuss what to do about change request. We discussed what to do about work performance data. Now let's discuss about deliverables. Deliverables are most important thing that are being produced in the project. The deliverable goes to control quality. In control quality, what happens? The team checks the deliverable internally. In control quality, The team checks the deliverable internally. Here we are
Like,
checking the,
can you give an example for deliverable? One deliverable in a
yeah,
project.
deliverable. For example, if you are making a house, if you are making a house, you build a foundation. That is one deliverable. If you let's say your house has 10 rooms. If you make, if you put even one brick, one line, one complete wall, that is a deliverable. If you make a kitchen, that is a deliverable. Deliverable can be small, it can be big. So that is a deliverable is being produced. So once any deliverable, and in software project it can be like you have produced some website, you have made a website, so whatever it is according to your project. So deliverable is produced, deliverable goes to control quality. Here basically we are checking quality internally. Here we are checking the quality internally,
Internally.
or team. So we check the quality and we decide through inspection that is this, and decision making, that is this deliverable meet our quality standards. This is a normal practice. Deliverable goes to control quality. The quality team decide, does this deliverable meets quality requirement? If it meet quality requirement, we get output as verified deliverables. That this deliverables has been checked by the quality. Okay, brother. If the deliverable is
Okay.
rejected by the quality,
Goes back
then yes.
to
But how it moves? We get a change request. We get a change request that this deliverable does not meet the quality. We need something to change. Maybe we need to take a corrective action now, or a defect repair, or even a preventive action. We need to do something. So all the change request goes to perform integrated change control. So once the request is approved, once the change request is approved, it again goes to direct and manage work. Here the change request is again implemented. We get a deliverable. Again, that this change deliverable comes to control quality. Let's say this time this deliverable gets accepted. So we get a verified deliverable. So now this verified deliverable goes to validate scope. Basically, in validate scope, we check with the client. We ask the client, and client check the deliverable and accept the deliverable. Client comes, client check the deliverable, and client accept or reject the deliverable. Let's say the client rejected the deliverable. This means the deliverable does not meet client requirement.
quality.
Client requirement. Now it can be quality or whatever the requirement of the client. We say it's a client requirement, it is not meeting. So it is again a change request is produced, and this change request goes to perform integrated change control. So brother, again the cycle repeat. We get approved change request, it goes to direct and manage work. Again the work is done, we get deliverable. Deli-
Deliverable.
Deliverable goes to quality. Let's say this,
Quality.
that's quality accepted, it become verified deliverable. Now it goes to again to validate scope. This time we say that, let's say the validate scope, the client accept the deliverable. If the client accept that deliverable, we get accepted deliverable here. We get
In where?
in
In
validate
quality and control.
in validate scope,
Validate.
we get accepted deliverable here. So once we get the accepted deliverable, what is accepted deliverable? It is basically a formal acceptance of deliverable. So it goes to close the project and get converted into final product. Brother, this is called as deliverable journey. Deliverable journey. Let me just again make this to, if you can understand, just to revise it, because repetition is most important. Okay. In direct and managed project work, we are producing deliverable. This deliverable goes to control quality. In control quality, we are deciding, does
Whether
Deliverable,
accept or not,
accept or not. If it is accept, so it
as
becomes,
a quality.
if the quality says that the deliverables are okay, we get verified deliverable. If the quality says deliverable is not okay, we get change request. Change request goes to perform
Goes back
integrate.
to the perform integrated.
Yes, verified deliverable.
Then
If we get verified deliverable, it goes to validate scope. This change,
validate score.
yeah, this change request goes to, as an, if it get approved, it goes to direct and manage work. And again, the cycle continues. And if we get accepted and validate scope, what do we get?
Close out.
We get accepted deliverable.
Accepted and validate scope.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we go for close.
Brother, here again we have a like decision to make. The client accept or not. If the client accept, then we have accepted deliverable. If the client reject, then again we have change
Goes
request.
back as CR.
Yeah, so that's CR. So this accepted deliverable goes to close the project, and we it is get transferred into final product or services. So this is a deliverable journey. This is very important to understand from your exam point of view. Okay. In complete monitoring and control, we are comparing plan with the actual. In validate scope, accepted deliverable. In control scope, we are managing the scope. In control schedule, we are managing the schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder engagement. We are managing everything. We are producing, as we said before, work performance information. It goes into monitoring and control project work. It becomes report. Okay. And then in perform integrated change control. Here, change control board is approving or rejecting the change request. So this is all about monitoring and control. This is all about monitoring and control.
Control.
Once every deliverable is accepted, the project is getting completed. Now we are ready to close out. We get final product here. We write lesson learned here. We write final report, and documents get updated here. So this is all about the complete 49 processes and all the flows.